Gear is the deciding factor to be a pro or a noob. Weapons, armor, healing items, we all want them, but which ones do we want? I will be answering that, but also give you ways of acquiring these items. And at the end of this video, an extra golden tip on how to use these items correctly to be better. Now there are 4 different gear setups I will be discussing here. Each gear setup will be divided into an early and late game setup. The first 2 gear sets are streaking gear for gold and XP. Starting off with the early game XP streaking set. As for the helmet, you will want to use the King's helmet, if you have one. It is a golden helmet from the King's Quest that is as strong as diamond and gives 10% extra XP. But it is not a complete must-have. So if this really is not an option for you, any other helmet will be just fine. As for the chestplate and boots, a regular diamond one is good enough. Coming down to the pants, you will want mystic pants with some enchants. You can make these yourself or trade them. And don't worry, I have a full guide on mystic items in the description down below for after this video if needed. Now this can't get too expensive for early game, so Sweaty 3 is fine, and it's only better if you have more enchants on your pants. As for the sword, you will want a mystic sword with good battle enchants to keep you alive, whether it is one that heals you or makes you deal more damage, as long as it is decent enough. Again, more about this in my mystic guide. If possible, an extra XP enchant on your sword would only be better. For the bow, it doesn't really matter, so maybe buy a cheap bow with okay enchantments. For the final item, I recommend getting the first aid egg. That is a healing item that can heal you every 30 seconds for 2.5 hearts when right clicked. Now for the late game version, you are going to want the King's helmet, the Archangel chestplate, but a normal diamond chestplate is still fine, leggings with Sweaty 3, and a good enchant for crowded areas, such as Not Gladiator, which gives you more defense if there's more players around you, Golden Heart, an enchant that rewards you for killing players by giving golden hearts, or any other good battle enchant. And then again, you can just still use diamond boots. For the sword, you will also want Sweaty 3 with Executioner 3 and maybe another enchant if possible. As for the bow, I recommend getting one with Telebow to help you escape if you are being hunted. Again, a first aid egg as well. Stepping over to the gold streak version, simply replace the Sweaty with Moctezuma. That gives you extra gold per kill instead of XP. And that is really it. You can change some things if you want it, or if some options are not possible for you, but all around, it is just being able to kill a lot of low players in crowded areas and trying to get as much gold or XP from that. Before I go over to the next gear setups, of course there are perks and renown upgrades that come with each set. So if you want to learn about that, I will have a renown guide video in the description down below. But first, our next set. Do you like hunting bounties? If so, this is the set for the early game hunters. For the helmet, I recommend a regular diamond helmet, because you are most likely killing a high prestige player who may be able to kill you. So losing lives on a precious helmet would be a waste. Then for the chestplate, a regular diamond one. And for the pants, you are going to have golden leggings from the Bounty Hunter perk in the upgrades shop. And the boots are once again just diamond. For the sword, I recommend a diamond spade that makes you deal more damage per piece of diamond armor your opponent is wearing. Or a mystic sword with Bounty Reaper that gives you extra damage if the person has a bounty. Either one of those two is good for now. A bow with an enchant that enhances your speed and or blocks their speed, or a bow that has Wasp, which gives your opponent weakness for a short time, is also nice to have. Then also drinking a Bounty Solvent potion will reduce your damage taken from high bounty players and increase the gold reward from the bounty for 2 minutes. And as for every set, again, a first aid egg is really nice to have as well. Now for the late game set, some stuff will change. This time you will want to see what items your opponent has and correspond to it with your items. Based on that, you will choose between using a diamond helmet or king's helmet. For the chest plate, a diamond one or archangel chest plate for extra chance of winning. The leggings are going to be either the gold leggings from the perk, mystic pants with really good enchants, or dark pants. I recommend dark pants with the venom enchant if the opponent has good mystic items, because venom and dark pants basically cancels out mystic item enchants of yourself and your opponent. For the boots, you can use diamond ones or Armageddon boots, which cancels out dark pants. So if your opponent has dark pants, use Armageddon boots and mystic items yourself. Note, Armageddon boots will also cancel out your own dark pants, so don't use both. Now for the sword, you will want a spade if you are using dark pants. If not, use a mystic sword with billionaire and lifesteal. That is the best option, of course, but there are less expensive ones, but I can't go over all of them right now. Hunting requires some skill and knowledge, but fortunately for you, I have a lot of videos to help with just that. So I recommend and ask you to subscribe. And if you are enjoying so far, as well as finding this useful, please leave a like. Let's hop on over to our next set, the 1v1 set. Now, as an early game player, you will probably not 1v1 as much as a late game player will. And in all honesty, there are countless combinations that are used for 1v1ing. So there are two things that I can still give you as advice to help you find that 1v1 set. First off, make sure your set works well together. For example, if you have the mega longbow enchant on your bow, which makes you instantly fully draw back your bow and gives you a jump boost, along with the jump spammer enchant, which makes you deal more damage while in the air, these enchants work well together. Secondly, just have the best items possible. I know it's difficult, but it's really the only way, along with some skill, to actually win a 1v1. Here is the video that shows you how to use these items correctly for streaking. And don't forget the other two useful videos I put in the description down below. Thank you for watching.